Good afternoon. I'm John Mitch, the Township Clerk for Woodbridge Township. I'm here with TV 35 today to bring you Avenel Commumity Day, a celebration today, May 21st, 2016, which is our 8th annual celebration of all the good items that Avenel has to offer, which includes our social organizations, our school children, our business vendors, some of our food vendors from Avenel and some surrounding areas. And we're also here to honor on Armed Forces Day one of our veterans who here lives in the township, Stephen Terabetsky. He's in the Avenel section. It's befitting that he's selected today to be the honoree, and the Deputy Grand Marshal will be the Avenel VFW. And again, very fitting for Armed Forces Day, so we salute all the Armed Forces servicemen and women who have served our country prior to, up to today, and going forward. So we bring you today the parade and the festivities here at Mayor Frank G. Pell's Memorial Park. Okay, so here we go. Let's kick off the Avenel Commumity Day here in 2016. Every parade in Woodbridge Township is always led by Woodbridge's finest, Woodbridge Police Department. I want to thank Patrick Kenny for always coordinating everybody from the Woodbridge Police Department, the Auxiliary and Special Police, as well as the CERT team. The first official unit in the parade is the Middlesex County Police and Fire Pipe and Drum Major Mike Campbell, as they make their way down Park Avenue heading over towards Tappan Street. And our Grand Marshal this year is Steve Terabetsky, a 40-plus year member of the Avenel Fire Company and a veteran. So let's say hi real quick. Congratulations, Steve. Congratulations, and your wife Marge as well. Any comments? Quick look up at 35.
It's great to be here. It's an honor to be the Grand Marshal, and it's also a great honor to have the VFW as Deputy Grand Marshals, because they're all friends and we're all here for the community, and it's a wonderful day for everybody.
Absolutely. Congratulations to the Terabetsky family. Thank you. Our Deputy Grand Marshal this year is the Avenel VFW, very fitting with the Armed Forces Day today here on May the 21st. George Lisicki and his wife in the car. Why don't say hi to George?
Hi, how are you?
George, we're just looking up at TV 35 here. Give us a wave if you and your wife would. Both of you have done so much for our community here, the community of Carteret, and obviously on our past national commander for the Veterans of Foreign Wars. So thank you for joining us today.
To be here.
Okay, thank you very much. Commander Jerry Malone from the Avenel VFW, again for Armed Forces Day. We want to thank the Avenel VFW for their service to our country, and also more importantly, or equally important, just their service to our community. They're an outstanding group, both the members of the VFW as well as the Ladies Auxiliary. I see Margaret Russo is walking towards us right now carrying the banner. Kathy Oldak also on our committee. Thank you very much, ladies. Congratulations again to the entire VFW for being our Deputy Grand Marshal on Armed Forces Day. Again, Avenel VFW Post 7164, very active in our community. Here with their motorcycle group as they make their way down here on Park Avenue. Again, we showcase our many organizations here in Avenel on a day like today. We're thankful that the rain is staying away. Last couple days have been very trying for the committee, hoping that we could pull this off without any problem, and it looks like we're able to do so. Now we see a whole bunch of our elected officials getting ready to join us down here on Park Avenue. I see Mayor McCormick. I see Councilman Corey Spiller, this is his ward. Councilman Jim Major. We have Carolyn Ehrlich, the Chief of Staff. Lisbeth De Jesus, Councilwoman Greg Ficara, President Nancy Drum, followed by the Middlesex County Democratic Organization, representing Kevin McCabe, the Chairman, and Beatrice Moskowitz, the Vice Chair. One of our community police officers. followed by the Marching Patriots Colonia High School Band. Want to thank Principal Ken Pace for allowing his school to come participate today. Joined besides the band as members of their color guard. Many of the students from Colonia High School do come from Avenel as well as Colonia, now followed by the Avenel Fire Company. See our Chief Jerry Stodesky, who's also his son, is also the chairman of the Avenel Day Community Day Committee. Some of the members of the Avenel Fire Company, also their president Frank Strain, Chris, Mr. Casimir, a longtime member of the fire company, 40 plus years. Steven? Like any organization here in Avenel, whether it be the fire company, the first aid squad, any scouting organization, the VFW, they all look for volunteers all the time. Mr. Carlbon, how are you, sir? Mr. Mizak, Fire Commissioner in Avenel, driving Avenel's newest fire truck. Our next contingent is a group from Avenel Street School 4 and 5. Want to thank Dr. Gencarelli for allowing her school to participate today. And a nice turnout. How are you? There she is. Let me go over and say hi real quick. We're going to put her on the spot. Let me just say hello to Dr. Jen Corelli. How are you? You can take a give a shout out to TV 35. Thanks for coming to our parade today.
One of my favorite times of the year.
Very good. Thanks for supporting your students. Principal Dr. Jen Corelli from 4 and 5. Mr. Anderson, gym teacher, Avenel Street School 4 and 5. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. How are you? That's okay. That's okay. Followed by, I see Ms. Moritz carrying the sign for the Student Council for Avenel Street School. Hey, guys. Wave up to TV 35. Got your mascot, your Wildcat. How are you? Followed by Troop 80228 out of Woodbridge Girl Scouts. And also followed by Troop 83544. As you can see, we also have the Chick-fil-A mascot. Chick-fil-A is one of the food vendors that are here today, set up in the park. A fairly new business here in Woodbridge Township, located on Route 1 North in the ShopRite parking lot. Followed by the Avenel Colonia First Aid Squad, also a very big component of Avenel Community Day, providing volunteer service in our community for many years. Rob Snowfield, their captain. In fact, even Millie Price, their treasurer, is on our Avenel Community Day Committee. Followed by Avenel Middle School, home of the Wildcats. You see the Wildcat band, students participating in Avenel Community Day. We want to thank Joe Short, the principal for Avenel Middle School, for thanking his students for coming today. We have Miss Avenel. Congratulations. We have Jatana Wilkins, right? Congratulations. And I see you're accompanied by the king, Nick Nielsen. How you guys doing today, okay? Congratulations, well deserved. Okay, when we go by, maybe you can give a wave to Channel 35. We can get a quick shot of you, okay? Yeah. I see she brings her own fan club here. Followed by Woodbine Avenue School 23. Also want to thank the students for participating today. Got their Honor Society students as well carrying their banner. Congratulations. And the Indinica Academy folk dance. And we got our Wawa mascot. Thank you for participating today. Is he looking for you in the truck?
Thank you.
Woodbridge Township School District provided a bus today to transport some of the seniors from the Maple Tree Manor on Rawway Avenue. Want to welcome them. We set up a tent for them every year so they can come join us. Mike Vanko with his beautiful car over here. Mike, thanks for participating. How you doing? Okay? Good, very good. Mike Vanko is the owner of Michael's Towing here in Avenel. Always been a supporter and sponsor of Avenel Community Day. How are you? Followed by the New Horizons Band of Woodbridge, band director Leslie Godfrey. We have some of our Disney characters from The Little Mermaid, Princess Ariel, Prince Eric, ladies. That group that just passed us is the Professional Music Academy out of Woodbridge. Followed by USA Karate and Fitness, owner Angelo Perez. Then, of course, every parade here in Woodbridge Township wouldn't be complete without the American Irish Association of Woodbridge joining us, making their way down Park Avenue. I believe Ken Gardner, its president. Hello, everyone. Followed by the Domestic Violence Response Team. Break That Cycle. They're set up here in the park today. Also participating. Hi, Joan. Hi, ladies. You know, in 2008, when we started this parade, our first Grand Marshal was Dorothy Pelsman, wife of the late Mayor Frank G. Pelsman. They also resided in Avenel. 2009 was Earl Runkle from the Avenel Fire Department. I had the honor in 2010, filed by Greg Bedard, former councilman, in 2011. 2012 was the Costello family. They owned Costello Funeral Homes. 2014, Carol Hilo, also an Avenel resident, former executive director of the Woodbridge Chamber of Commerce, the Avenel Colony First Aid Squad in 2015, and again this year, 2016, Steve Terabetsky, and also the deputy this year is the Avenel VFW for Armed Forces Day. Followed by the Rawway Junior ROTC, the JROTC Drill Unit, Senior Marine Instructor Captain Jerry Parchman. And the Marine instructor is Master Sergeant Gregory Mintz. And again, the Rawway Junior ROTC as they make their way down Park Avenue here in Avenel. Again, it's a small town parade. At the very end, we're going to close out this portion of the parade with the Woodbridge Township CERT team, which is, as I said earlier, supplements the Woodbridge Township Police Department during many activities or events in town and or emergencies. So back to you right now at 35.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure as the mayor of the best town around, along with our council members, of course, you know Corey Spiller, Lisbeth De Jesus, Greg Ficara, Nancy Drum, Jim Major, Chief of Staff Carolyn Ehrlich. Did I get everybody? And Dan Harris from Senator Joe Vitale's office to present a proclamation to the Grand Marshal of 2016, a longtime member of the Avenel community and an over 40-year volunteer for the Avenel Fire Company, our Grand Marshal, Steve Terabetsky. Congratulations, pal. Get over to this other side, Court. Guys, you're slow, man.
On my camera.
Okay. Want to say a few words?
You want to do the rest of the talks too?
Yeah. No, well, you can do yours. Okay.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out today, and it's a proud honor, and I'd like to say I'm proud to be honored by the VFW being Deputy Grand Marshal. Thanks to them and thanks to the whole community. It's a great day for everybody. Mayor, thank you.
All right, sir. And now to present the proclamation to the Avenel VFW for being Deputy Grand Marshal, George Lisicki who was a past state commander, past national commander of the VFW in the whole country. George?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you very much, Mayor. Commander, on behalf of the Senate and General Assembly, I'd like to present you this joint legislative resolution by Senator Vitale and Assemblyman Wisniewski and Conklin. Whereas the Senate and General Assembly of the state of New Jersey are pleased to salute and commend the members of Avenel Veterans of Foreign Wars Memorial Post 7164, highly esteemed within the Garden State, who have been chosen to serve as Deputy Grand Marshals of the Avenel Commumity Day Parade on May 21st, 2016. And whereas established on June 12, 1946, the members of Avenel VFW Memorial Post 7164 have given generously of their time, energy, and resources to such worthwhile causes as the VFW National Home for Children, New Jersey Senator Joseph Vitale Backpack Program, and the National Cancer Fund, and they've made significant contributions to benefit those in need through their selfless and tireless efforts in providing scholarships to local students, as well as spearheading numerous initiatives to support our nation's veterans. And whereas the members of Avenel Veterans of Foreign Wars Memorial Post number 7164 have displayed an outstanding level of public spirit, and in so doing have provided an example of good and responsible citizenship worthy of emulation. Whereas it is altogether proper and fitting for this legislation to pause in its deliberations to commend the members of Avenel VFW Memorial Post 7164 for their profound dedication and steadfast commitment to their community. Now therefore be it resolved by the Senate and General Assembly of the state of New Jersey that this legislation hereby salutes and commends the members of Avenel VFW Memorial Post 7164, pays tribute to their meritorious record of service to Middlesex County and to this state, and extends sincere best wishes for a successful and enjoyable Avenel Community Day celebration. And be it further resolved that is a duly authorization of the copy of this resolution be signed by the Senate President and the Assembly Speaker and attested to by the Senate Secretary and Assembly Clerk, is signed by the President of the Senate, Stephen Sweeney. Commander, to you and Avenel Post 7164, congratulations on behalf of the General Assembly.
There's also a proclamation for the mayor and council. I won't read it. It says the same things, but congratulations, Commander.
Well, I just want to thank everybody. This is a great honor. I want you to know that we're not just a VFW, we're not just focused on the veterans, we're also focused on the community, and you're always welcome to stop by. Thank you.
All right. Steve?
my honor to present to you the Certificate of Special Congressional Recognition presented to Stephen Terabetsky, Grand Marshal, in recognition of outstanding and invaluable service to the community. Frank Pallone, Jr. Once again, it's my honor, Member of Congress, Certificate of Special Congressional Recognition presented to the Avenel VFW as Deputy Grand Marshal. Congratulations, sir.
Oh, there's also another resolution from Senator Vitale, Assemblyman Wisniewski, and Coughlin to Steve Terabetsky as the Grand Marshal. A lot of hardware here.
Good afternoon. I just want to say a few words. As you know, I am the 3rd Ward Councilman here in Avenel. I've known Mr. Terabetsky my entire life. I treat him like a father. I also am a member of the Avenel VFW. Thanks to the services of my father. Great organizations, great people. This is a great town. I want to give yourselves a big hand. Thank you very much.
I would also just like to thank the Avenel Community Day Committee, in particular Jonathan Sterneski, who has been the chairman of this great event. He made sure the rain held out until later, did a great job with that. Thanks for that. But there is a lot of work that goes with organizing all the different groups, all the different vendors, all the logistics. It's a lot of work. The committee's been meeting for months, you know, raising the money they need to do. And then the leader of that committee this year has been Jonathan Sterneski. So let's hear it for Jonathan.
happens when we mix these two elements together.
What are you doing?
Now let's see what happens when we mix these two elements together.
All right. How's it going, Avenel Day? All right. So I'm going to call to the stage all of our honorees. That includes the Grand Marshal, the Deputy Grand Marshal, Mr. and Miss Avenel, please. I would also like Mr. Short, the principal at Avenel Middle, who helped to choose these honorees, and the members of the planning committee to please come up on stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. What a great day here to celebrate this amazing community. I am the principal of Avenel Middle School, Mr. Short. And at this time, I would like to present our King and Queen for Avenel Community Day from Avenel Middle School. First, our Queen, Chitana Watkins. And our King, Nick Nielsen. Let's give another big round of applause, our Queen, Chitana Wilkins, and our King, Nick Nielsen. Thank you.
Let's give them another round of applause. Now, I'm going to call up Stephanie Kim from BCB Bank. So BCB Bank actually bought plaques for our Grand Marshal and our Deputy Grand Marshal. So to do the presentation, Stephanie Kim is going to present the first one to the VFW, and then one of our members, actually one of the leads on the parade, Anthony Tarabetsky, is going to present the other one to his father. And finally, I just want to say that this entire event would not be possible without the countless hours of hard work that our volunteers have provided. Just up here on the stage, we have Mr. and Miss Wildman, we have Kathy Oldag, we have Anthony Tarabetsky, we have Jason McCullough, we have Mike Hoffman, we have Corey Spiller. And these are only a couple. If you actually go into the park, you will see a whole host of other volunteers who are still working while we're just taking the credit. So, anyway, thank you guys for coming out, even though the weather is starting to drizzle. Right now, we're going to move into the thing that I think most of you are waiting for, the Indiana Dance Academy.
इमोशन जागे रे मनमा इमोशन जागे मनमा इमोशन जागे रे मनमा इमोशन जागे दिल जगह से हिल गया रे दिल जगह से हिल गया रे टुकड़ों में निकला रे दिल का झलका तूने फेंका खा के रे मनमा इमोशन जागे रे मनमा इमोशन जागे मनमा इमोशन जागे रे मनमा इमोशन जागे पूछो को थोड़ा राउंड घुमा के अंडा के जैसा चश्मा लगा के हुकूमत में लस्सी मिला के आ जाओ सारे मूड बना के पूछो को थोड़ा राउंड घुमा के अंडा के जैसा चश्मा लगा के हुकूमत में लस्सी मिला के आ जाओ सारे मूड बना के रजनी फैंस don't miss the chance रजनी फैंस don't miss the chance
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the Avenel Middle School Concert Band. Led under the direction of Mr. Leidner. Give him a big hand. All right, kids, let's America.
Great. You play second? Yep.
So that was the Thunder. The next piece we're going to do, the last piece we're going to do is America the Beautiful. Okay.